mean, I don't even know. It's like a question of right now we have a shitty, opaque government that kills civilians, and kind of is like, yeah, it happens, but meh. As opposed to someone who would probably, who at least with their rhetoric, kind of says, yeah, I do the same thing, but even like more unapologetically, So I don't know. I mean, I think he'd be more willing to like not go against Russia, but what does that mean? Because America's biggest thing right now is not really opposing Russia so much as just fighting a forever war in the Middle East, which Trump in general seems pretty in favor of.
It's really, really hard to say in that particular arena. He clearly...
Oh yeah, it's hard to say because no one is actually saying what they think in this. They're all just, like Trump's looked at his base and says, wow, these people really hate Arabs. Let's talk about killing Arabs.
If there was one person who I would believe is just doing a stream of consciousness saying what he thinks, it is in fact Donald Trump.
Yeah,
but,
who even knows?
It was obviously not entirely positive.
Whereas if you ask Hillary Clinton, she'll be like, well, here, let me show you my war plans for blowing up the Iranians. And
she was, in fact, in charge of drawing up those plans and seems to have been advocating for their use.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, you've read the whole rip shit angry, like, stupid shit caucus stuff.
That's so good. By the way, I am recording now, so if you don't want to... If you don't want to mention the stupid shit caucus on air for some reason, although actually it's hilarious, so if anyone watching this video hasn't heard of it, you should look it up. Like, wow, you think Dwarf Fortress is stupid? No, American politics is less comprehensible than Dwarf Fortress.
Now, back to something less cringeworthy, Dwarf Fortress.
Ficodactyculet, which I believe stands for charcoal something.
I forgot the name. I need to re-familiarize myself with your fort because it's been a little while.
Don't worry, I've forgotten absolutely everything.
Yeah, me too.
Oh shit, this is like the workshop layer.
Yeah, this was remember we built a bunch of little temporary workshops, so that one guy who was building, and look, with the exclamation mark, he's actually building it. Let's queue over him just to make sure.
Yeah, this is what I need. I need someone who can say queue over him so that I get reminded what the hell a queue is.
So the thing he's muttering is the name of the relic that he's building.
Oh, that was like a dark incantation. My glassmaker is just muttering Gukumatul Edzul Shithath.
Yeah, I assume that, let's hope that it's Shithath rather than Shithath.
The dwarven word for shit is clearly going to be something different anyway, but...
Okay, it's like one of those things where it's like the Arabic word, the Arabic word for to be is very similar to a couple of offensive English words.
I have a good story about words for shit in foreign languages. Okay, there's a programming language called Jade for making templates, for making HTML with. It got very popular. At the point it got very popular, the developers of Jade found out that someone else had made a programming language called Jade for doing business things 20 years ago. They found out by being sued. Right? So they're like, oh shit, in a hurry, let's rename all of our public stuff and we'll call ourselves Pug. Because someone had the name Pug. Like one of them had like registered a domain name and was like, I like pugs, they're cute. Right?
Yep,
now personally I think pugs shouldn't exist. But
I mean they're tragic.
Yeah, I agree that they're cute. I'm not saying I dislike them, I just don't think they should exist. But
I think it was CVN that said that's like one of the cookies came out of the oven malformed, and then we made all of the cookies be malformed.
Yes. Yeah, they interbred for being a disaster. It's quite something that humans managed to do this. Oh wow, that's a lot of gems. Are those gems?
Yeah, this is a cleared area that's going to be eventually our workshop and storage area. Or I guess maybe storage. Yeah, but there's a big gem stockpile in there. We need bins. That's the thing.
I'm looking for the look at thing button. I know T is like for buildings.
What do you...
There's a button which is like look at thing under a square.
Oh, that's K.
K. I don't see K on here. K for look. Right, yes, okay, cool. And you can do shift to jump around. That's cool. Yeah. I never did actually finish the story of Rough Rose Quartz is nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of gems in here.
It's nice
Bismuth
bronze like that TV
is
show.
Unfortunately quite useless.
Bronze, really? That's really useful in real life.
Bismuth bronze.
Oh, I see. I did not finish the story because I forgot to, which was that basically they renamed their project a Pug, right? Big popular open source project. It's actually crap. Don't use it, but they think it's good and lots of other people think it's good. So on the spur of the moment, like there was this announcement out of nowhere we have renamed our popular thing that is used all over the world to this. It's too late, we had to do it for legal reasons. At which point, a bunch of Russians started posting saying, in Cyrillic, assuming they're using Cyrillic to write the Russian language, that is the word shit. You have renamed your language to shit.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It is indeed. It's a problem.
Yeah. Anyway, who knows what that is, because I have not yet, unfortunately, learned Dwarvish. So, we'll just assume that it means something cool.
You're falling behind. Nikolai knows Klingon.
Yeah, I just don't know, like, the artifact, if it's at a glass workshop... Is it at a glass workshop?
It is. I don't know what it is yet. We'll find out.
Okay, there's a couple cool things it could be, and a lot of really silly things it could be. So, you know, it could be like a legendary named terrarium. You know,
it could.
It could also be a gigantic, like spiked ball made of
O'Malley
glass.
has a pet peacock.
Yeah,
that's so cool. Where did he get it from?
I think he brought it with him when he immigrated.
Nice. I'll just turn off combat here. I don't want the peacock fighting a troll or something.
Oh, don't worry. It will not. It will not fight.
So?
That's for trained like war animals, and that is very much not
a small forest bird. The male's tail creates an extravagant... Can't read the rest because of Skype. Can I minimize this thing? Oh god, I've got a Skype thing, which there is a way to get rid of it. I don't know what it is.
Just drag it off screen or whatever.
Yeah, I will. An extravagant display for females. At night they roost in the trees. Sodal brashficod is average in size. His feathers are blue, his skin is brown, and his eyes are black. Have you heard the noise that peacocks make?
Yeah, my parents have some, actually.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because it's so unintuitive that they would sound like that. At the university I went to, there are peacocks everywhere, like on the campus. And you're like, they look beautiful, right? They really lend some class to the place, and like the reflecting pools and ancient buildings and so on look great with peacocks. And then you're in like a lecture or something, or an exam, and you see outside the window, you see like blue and iridescent feathers, and then you hear the noise. It's just like,
no, it's like this wark, wark. Yeah.
It's so loud.
Yeah, they like to be annoying. At my window, actually, we used to have donkeys out in the pasture, and they'd come right up to the fence, like maybe 5 feet away from my window, and then make this braying ass noise. Like, people talk about like the funny donkey noise, but it actually is terrifying in the middle of the night if you hear that. So that's fun. Definitely not any childhood trauma from that. I think you got some elk birds down in the tunnels.
Elk birds. So tunnels are F2 here.
See those? Elk birds.
I have no idea what that is. What's it? It's an elk bird. The head of a bird with the antlers of an elk. What is? Why is there something like that?
Welcome to the cavern biome is just some crazy twisted shit. You should be happy that it's an elk bird instead of like, floating guts are a thing.
Okay.
Hungry heads. That's the real shit.
Nice.
Yeah, so
I guess I'll take elk birds.
Here's the thing, though. Let's check that door to make sure it's locked, so that they can't get in, just in case.
Q. Q is set building task such prefs. Okay.
Yeah, so let's... Okay, it's not pet passable, but let's just forbid it anyway, so that... Forbidden. I mean, elk birds are not really dangerous.
There might be some dwarves down there, though.
Yeah, there might be bad things.
No, I mean dwarves might be trapped outside now.
Oh yeah.
Because I think they designated the whole area of the caves as vegetable gathering. I think.
Yeah. Let's give a second. Just leave it like it is now, and then if we see any dwarves who are just like, help! I have no task. What's going on? And then we can check, and then if they're lost in the caves, we can let them in.
One of the few things I remember needed to be done and hadn't been done was assigning stockpiles, because I started doing that, and then the glass thing became urgent, like the glassmaker's mood.
Well, then let's do that right now while I talk about elk birds.
Okay, yes, please do. Well, I'll try and work out what kinds of stockpile. I'll just make every kind of stockpile, I guess.
So you have some opportunities here. You could, for example, set up some cage traps and then kind of unlock that door and see if the elk birds path into your fortress and all get trapped. Because then you could start taming and domesticating elk birds and have livestock. And elk birds are a good choice because they basically, I think, were created by Toady as a way to give people who built forts, primarily in the underground biome, a way to collect valuable horn crafting material. Because it's basically, it's a giant underground bird, but it has horns that you can carve and with a bone carving skill, and they're quite valuable.
Let's see, I guess... how do you Is it space bar to set the corners of a designated area?
It's enter.
Enter,
Is
okay.
use it.
Yep. Okay, I had forgotten that, and
It's
I
all good.
had also forgotten everything else. So it makes sense that I did that.
Don't worry about it. Eventually, it becomes second nature.
Cool. Oh, I don't know if that's cool, but it's cool. It's cool. I can live with that.
And the animal stockpile will be like it'll contain caged animals in cages.
I'm just making stuff of kind of arbitrary size right now, and I'll find out over time. I guess to really get any good at the game, you have to pick up basically an intuition for like how important various things are and relative to each other.
Oh, did you just set up a corpse stockpile in there?
Possibly there's a pork stockpile. There might be one.
Corpse.
Oh yes, I did. Absolutely.
I would recommend putting that along with refuse away from the other stockpiles in like a dark hole far away.
Okay, let me clear what I think is the corpse. Okay, I can check which one. That is the corpse stockpile.
Okay, basically the corpse stockpile is where dead people go before burial. If you know, waiting on coffins and stuff.
Right.
And dwarves get pretty distressed when they see those. So if you've got one of those just kind of in the middle of all your stockpiles, and like a disaster happens, and there's bodies piling up before you can meet the coffin demand, that can lead to problems. Refuse, and this is another problem that also corpse stockpiles have, but refuse and dead things in general, when they rot, give off what's called miasma, which is basically the bad juju that comes from a corpse decomposing. And it's this purple mist, and it'll fill up huge rooms, and any dwarf that stands in it will get like an unpleasant thought, like, oh god, you know, that's a dead thing.
What I'm getting here is that dwarves can be surprisingly prissy. Yeah,
well, I mean, you know, not wanting to see your dead friend just sitting next to your gem stockpile, I don't think is particularly prissy. But, yeah.
Basically, I mean,
dwarves are particular, and culturally, let's just say it's like a cultural thing, you know?
I guess so. In their culture, the dead and horrible rotting rubbish are actually bad things, unlike obviously in ours.
Oh, of course, our superior culture. So what we're going to want to do is, and those stockpiles are not very big, but, you know, later on, we can figure that out.
Yeah, I'm just thinking I just need something at the moment.
Yeah. Generally, what I'd probably do is create like a custom stone stockpile that I use for like economic ores, but we don't have to worry about that now.
I would definitely rather not attempt to.
Yeah, you're just doing your own thing.
Certainly doing a thing. It's not even clear to me whose thing it might be.
Yeah. What I might do is set up a large wood stockpile on the west side, and maybe a larger food stockpile. But, you know, it's all just suggestions.
I certainly appreciate them. Even if I'm not making any attempt whatsoever to follow them, I still want to hear them.
Yep, it's all good. You'll figure out why you want bigger stockpiles for certain things and smaller ones for others later.
Cool.
But
it's not quite symmetrical, but whatever.
Generally, when one stockpile is completely overflowing and the others are just kind of empty. What am I thinking? Right. Okay. So we need to set up farms, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Oh, the dwarves are heading out everywhere. Nice.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
There was a guy downstairs. I thought so.
He might be outside, or he might be unable to go outside. Yeah, like he couldn't go outside, which is fine because we have enough thread for now. Oh
yes, that's right. We needed it for the glass manufacture of the terrible. No, look, here's a guy in the corridor.
You needed bags.
Yeah. Is that in fact the guy? Yes, it is. It's Kasich.
He's not.
Isn't it funny how he's like still refusing to vote for Trump just because Trump is an evil maniac? It's even though he's a member of the Republican Party himself.
Well, have you heard now that like apparently George H.W. Bush is voting for Clinton, and all of the Democrats are being like, smug. And it's like,
why are they smug? Why aren't they going, holy fuck, we put up a candidate who's appealing to George Bush? What have we done?
Yeah, you'd think, but I mean, let's not turn this into Chapo Trap House.
I don't even know what that is, so I won't.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried.
Yeah, so basically we've kind of cut ourselves off from the caves for a little bit. But that's fine, because the caves are a dangerous place.
Setup, I thought, which seems incompatible with that.
Yeah. So, basically what we could do is, there's an elk bird, you just saw him dashing
flying around, having antlers, I guess.
I don't think they fly. They're kind of like, you have like emus, right?
Birds fly.
Okay.
Well, emus and ostriches do not fly. I guess elk birds are kind of like that. And ostriches, if you think about it, is more or less a
Yeah.
What's the
Wow,
term?
there is a lot of kids just sitting there like playing pretend.
Yeah, this is like the one public area we've got at the moment, so where
Yeah.
else are they going to
Those
go,
are
I guess?
little pink quotation marks for people who don't know, or people who are like
Yeah.
playing,
They're playing with
like
Rance
kids.
Priebus, which is
No,
probably illegal.
I'm pretty sure that they're just like, wait, hold on a second. I saw an animal is starving. It's that
Okay.
S. Let's mouse over that S.
That is a stray
Stray.
lamb. Oh, it has no food.
Okay. Okay, we need to put that guy in a pasture. All of the kind of the pets that got put with
Right,
people,
yes.
we have not put them in a pasture.
So there is a place for putting animals here, but that is not the same as having a pasture, is it? I'll make sure I'm
No,
paused.
it is a pasture. It's where those other animals are assigned. You need to press I to view the zones.
Oh, it's a zone, not a building. Okay, yep.
Yeah, and you could probably make it bigger, but
Yeah, I
whatever.
might as well make it a little bigger at the moment. Can you resize an existing zone, or do you have to delete
I
it?
think you have to make a new one.
I'll just put another pasture next to this one, and I guess that will be a fine thing to do.
Yeah.
So,
If anything, I'd make like a just make one that's like 3 times bigger and kind of have it overlap.
that idea offends me obscurely. Like, oh wait, overlap. Will that even do? Holy shit! Let's find out.
Yeah,
And now it's all one
Yeah.
pasture, maybe.
I think so.
Now it is a pasture. That actually depasteurized it, but it's okay. I've repastured the overlap zone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Yep, I can live with that. It is a big old pasture. This is probably... I feel like this will cause some sort of problem later on, but that's fine.
Oh yeah, like if later on when like an invader or like a big monster shows up, it'll just fucking beeline for all your livestock.
Yeah, so now I've got to have the sheep hauled out there or something, right? Like, how do I make it happen?
When you select the pasture, it's all done in the pasture.
Right, and this is a zone management thing rather than a building management thing. And I set information... Oh, wow, okay, so I should bring... plus and minus move through this kind of menu, right. So I'll set the lamb there. I'll definitely put my cow there.
Now there's one animal in here, in this menu, that you should not put in the pasture.
I do see that this animal is different to the others in certain ways. For example, it's not tame. This, I remember her, right? She came in and started breaking all my shit and I had to put her in a trap.
Yeah. And the important thing about trolls is because they're humanoids, they cannot be tamed, and in fact it would probably be a war crime to do so.
I see. So should I just assign every animal to this pasture?
Yeah, except
maybe
the troll.
The dog.
With the troll, I don't know,
The guinea hen and the peachick seem like birds probably don't want to go to a pasture, right?
You can just assign them just for, like, convenience, because they'll basically... It's like they go out there and they eat bugs in the same way a chicken does.
It also just doesn't differentiate between animals. One of them was that guy's pet, though.
Yeah, but, I mean, he'll be happy that, like, it's not starving.
Okay, right. Yeah, okay, cool. I guess it's just kind of observing...
The dog doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be.
What is the difference between a dog and a cow here?
I
mean, in Dwarf Fortress, I know the difference normally.
Yeah. Well, in Dwarven science, dogs are amazing because they break the law of thermodynamics because they don't need any food.
Really? Dogs are just specifically dogs. Don't have to eat.
Yeah. Cats maybe also. No, I think cats eat little critters like mice and shit.
But they do that on their own because they're cats.
Yeah. They're just cats. Whereas dogs, I think, still Dwarven science has not been able to understand how they mature, seemingly with no...
Nothing is more mysterious than a dog.
Yeah, except for butterflies. Dwarven science suggests that there might be things smaller than a butterfly, but they've never been observed.
Right, I see. Okay, that's cool. So that stuff is assigned. Now, the troll mention here has actually got me slightly nervous. I want to check on where I left the troll, but... Yeah.
She'll be going to the animal stockpile.
But didn't I have this... I had like a cage set up in... So when I got the X here, if you can see it, I had like a display point in the hallway where I had the troll being shown off as warning to, I guess, dwarves.
Huh.
Since no one else is here.
No, there's the cage. You need to build the cage for that.
I thought that the troll was in a cage.
She is. It's just the cage is just sitting there. So if you want, you can just build that cage right now in that little niche.
Yeah, how do I do that?
So I think you just go to the build menu, and cage is like, I think J.
Build cage needs cage. I don't have a cage.
So it needs to go to the stockpile, I think, before it'll count.
What needs to go to the stockpile?
The cage. Someone needs to pick it up and move it to the stockpile.
Right, which is going to happen on its own, right? So seriously, if I just let the game run, someone is going to come along at some point and just pick up this cage full of it's just happened. He's got the fucking troll. This dwarf, a green glass table. That's what this is all about.
Martin O'Malley
coffee
just sitting
table.
over there making a green glass table during
He's
the
made a coffee
debates.
table.
Yeah,
Thanks. We
I
can
mean,
get.
it's. By the way, that item will be of legendary quality,
Now
which
I guess I'm
means
going to need a legendary quality necromancer to produce a legendary quality oversized book to put on this coffee table.
yeah, agreed. But the great thing about that is you can build a dining room now for your like a think of it as like a mead hall for your dwarves. Put that table in it, and every time they go in there, they'll be like, "Holy fuck, this table!"
Yeah,
And
although it
it'll
will be
make
a
them
coffee
feel
hall
really
because like that's
yeah
clearly like a hip table. Like it's.
yeah yeah. We'll just pretend, but
Yeah, I guess you can
it
spill beer all over it if you're fucking
it
literally
fun yeah.
alcoholics.
No, it functions like no. I've had weird shit. Like they build a door out of green glass, which is called a portal. So you just stick that door in the corner of the throne room, and the king just sits there like in his throne,
Gaze
and people
upon
just
my majestic portal.
yeah,
With
and it's
such
just this green
substance and
glass door.
luxury can you enter and exit
Yeah,
this corridor.
dude, and like some peasant, like a janitor at night, like opens the door, and a million guards just come down and
Oh
just
my
fucking
god.
thrash him.
Well,
But
thank you for the shit half.
yeah. So
That's quite
we'll
something.
build a dining room later. We'll need someone. I don't know if we have them assigned to repeat the task of building
Yeah.
chairs and building tables, but we should in
This area here,
anticipation.
which used to be the stockpile, that is roughly that'll be some sort of hall or throne. Like it's kind of just inside the fortress, and it's like a
Yeah.
sort of grandish area right near the
I mean,
outside.
I wouldn't get ahead of ourselves by calling it grand.
Grandish.
But it's definitely an
Yeah, grand.
area, and you could turn it into a dining room.
It's an area, yeah. I noticed the dwarves are not really hauling stuff much at the moment. I
Oh
wonder.
no, they're hauling a
Okay.
shitload of wood
Oh yeah.
indoors.
How do I get an overview of all the tasks people are doing at the moment?
I think Jay.
J. Oh shit, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Store item in stockpile. That is indeed a lot of tasks, hauling tasks that have been assigned, and many that haven't been yet. Cool.
Yeah. And just scroll down and see how far this rabbit hole goes.
How do I scroll? Plus, minus?
Down
It's up. For some reason, it's down arrow this time. Play.
Okay, so
That's a good
there's not
stuff.
all that much. That's okay. That's manageable. So what we're gonna want to do is go to our mason workshop and queue up repeating task of tables and chairs.
Oh yeah. So now that this terrible coffee table saga
Yeah.
is
Oh
over,
yeah, you can go back. Yeah, we built a lot of extra workshops.
yeah, I
in
can
that whole
actually
area.
fix up this situation and start like building
So
up proper
I'm gonna let you
workshops.
do that while I explain how you might be ready for the next step in your dwarf fortress journey.
Oh yeah. Please do start explaining
Which
this
is-
while I try and get a handle on what exactly I built in a terrified frenzy here.
Yeah. The next step is mechanisms, which is how people eventually build computers in this game.
Mechanisms.
Mechanisms at I think it's a machinist workshop or mechanic workshop, and it's through the labor of mechanics. Basically, mechanisms are the process by which kind of the more advanced shit in Dwarf Fortress comes into play, because that's how you get into like windmills and water mills that generate power, abusing dwarven physics to create like infinite power generators. They're called water reactors. I kind of consider them.
Okay.
I consider them to be kind of like cheating, so I don't use them. But people do. Basically, what you do is if you set up. So the whole in perpetual motion machine of if you had like a water mill that lifted water up and then poured it back down. Obviously, that wouldn't work in real life.
Yeah, because there is friction and gravity and evaporation and forces like that.
Guess what isn't modeled really well in Dwarf Fortress yet?
Good.
So you can basically create a water mill that powers a pump that drains water out from under the water mill to kind of push back up to, so it's kind of like glitchy. And I don't use that, but you've got a stream and you've got wind and stuff. So there's plenty of power generation modes that we can explore that don't involve breaking physics over your knee like Batman.
Nice.
So
when you say power, what kind of things is that sort of used for then afterwards?
Well, it's used for pumps. It's used for turning millstones. It can be used for various workshops for powering. I mean, primarily it's for screw pumps, and screw pumps are the stuff that people use. Like they use water, I think, in computers to serve as like a binary I don't know. It's computer shit that you probably would understand better than I would.
I have absolutely no intention at the moment to try and make a dwarf computer. I
Okay.
think it is cool in a sense that people can and or would do that, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
going to try
but
anyway.
let's leave that unexplored at the moment
Yep.
because it's basically not useful. Um, but you can basically use power to do all the neat stuff for whatever kind
Oh, hey,
of,
hell yeah.
Anne or Rondo you.
Marul's
Yeah,
Mishmamom has become a fisher dwarf, and that's a good name.
that is a good name. But yeah, basically, like if you want to do a thing where you've got like the new Londo ruins and you want to like pump all that water out, mechanisms, power, and power is transmitted through um, axles and these basically spinning machines. And by the way, if a dwarf ever gets in and like accidentally falls onto like an active mechanism, like a gear assembly, they just get shredded. Like
I'll
some
try
just
to avoid that
one of
then.
one of the funniest things I ever had was when I was working on that underwater fort and it froze kind of during the winter, and so an
Oh no.
axle froze because ice formed around it and it was underwater, and then
Yes.
it had a lot of windmills on the surface powering it, like it's something like say crazy, like something like 200 power going through this one axle, which is a lot of mechanical power, and there was I had a dwarf have to go and like dig out the ice around the assembly, and so he's standing on the gear assembly tile as he digs it out and frees it, and like 200 mechanical power gets transmitted through it, and he just vaporizes.
Oh no. 200
Just
dwarf power through one
yeah,
dwarf body.
yeah.
It's...
But there's also the hilarious shit that happens, like a butterfly gets stuck in the mechanisms, which causes your magma pumps to fail, and the whole fortress falls into burning, bloody ruin. So you gotta take that shit
So
seriously.
a butterfly is super dense as well as super infinitely small?
Possibly. If they're not super infinitely small, it's just there's nothing in Dwarf Fortress that can be described that's smaller than them yet.
I've made a
Um,
mistake. Fuck, and you can't rebuild the cave wall. Damn it, I'm going to have to build a
nope,
wall of my
you
own.
can't. You can actually just, dig those out and be like, yeah, it's a larger workshop area.
Yes. It's permanently non-symmetrical now.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well,
That's
yeah.
terrible.
Take heaven through violence.
Yep.
Yeah. Symmetry is a lie. One of the things about Dwarf Fortress is that I
It's a little
started out
Lego.
really. Oh yeah, no, I started out being like super symmetrical, but I realized all my forts just looked like blocky pieces of shit, and so I started just. It's like here's kind of a lumpy circle. It's more like a human hive than like, it's more organic.
Understood. But,
Yeah.
well, more acknowledged than understood. I don't really understand on an emotional level.
Yeah.
I'm willing to act as if I do.
That's fine. Everyone has to build their kind of DF aesthetic. At this point, mine is just like this weird kind of like bug hive.
Oh, hell yeah, the
Uh,
stockpiles are filling up. In fact, some of them
yep,
have filled up. It looks like I need more gem storage, for one thing,
yep,
immediately.
and more wood as well.
Yeah, so I see that the leather stockpile here is... What I'll do is I'll have a much bigger gem stockpile. Can I overwrite all this in the same way you do with the other zones? So can I be
I don't
like...
think so. These aren't zones, remember, these are stockpiles. Way older mechanic, which means they're a lot more kludgy.
I see. Yeah, I've got... Ended up with
Yeah,
3 stockpiles here. Okay. That's weird
it
and
it
inconsistent.
doesn't really matter if there's multiple stockpiles, as long as you don't, like, because what you do basically is you assign wheelbarrows to stockpiles, and it's better to have one large stockpile with wheelbarrows assigned to it than a bunch of little ones,
Right.
because then you've got more stuff using your wheelbarrows. But we don't even have any yet. Those are mostly for heavy shit, like ore, and I guess logs, but there's no real pressure for any of that right now.
Yeah. So I'm
But,
definitely
like,
increasing
yeah,
the amount of space allocated to wood here as well.
yeah,
There must be a lot of gems. I mean, I guess
yeah,
we've mined out enormous areas and walked through these caves and everything. It's just full of
yeah,
riches. Hopefully the elves will
yeah.
buy these some year.
Yeah, you're gonna want to like cut them. They're not as valuable as they could be right now.
So I have
But
like a gem cutter situation somewhere. I've got a mechanics, a jeweler's workshop. In fact, that's what this guy was doing, right?
yeah.
No, that's the glass furnace.
Oh right, yeah. We had the jeweler's workshop is in the middle right of your kind of 6
Right, and you
workshop.
can
There you
actually tell
go.
what the things look like. Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah. It's the one that has obviously the kind of the green gem and like the tools for cut. Remember, pretend that like this is just a really shitty approximation of something that's actually there. The butcher workshop has like blood and tallow and stuff hanging off of it. You know, the mechanic workshop actually has like various machines for shaping stone. And,
so let's go through an exercise in making something actually useful happen. I've set this place to cut gems. I think it will hopefully cut gems other than Morians, but because I set it to repeat.
In order to do that, because right now that you have to be, in general in Dwarf Fortress, you have to be very particular. It's like you're making an agreement with like fairies or some shit.
Oh, I see. There is in fact a list here. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
so
basically just cut everything that you want to. And when you go down, you stop having gems. It's just now they're just practicing on regular stones.
Damn.
So basically what you can do is just do repeat on all of those until they run out, and they'll just be like, yeah. But like the problem is that if you like were just cutting random gems, there might be one gem that you really wanted to save for something, and then they just fucking cut the shit out of it, and it's like, well, now it you know, menaces with spikes of whatever.
And you also hit the task limit fairly quickly, so you can't just set them to cut every gem.
Yeah,
okay.
And you don't have to cut granite, because that's just a rock now.
Right.
Like, it's good for practice.
What happens if you cut it? Like, do you get sharp granite?
It's not really sharp. It's basically, it's turning it into a gemstone, a really not valuable gemstone. But because we've got so much stone, you'll basically just be overloaded with shitty, worthless cut. It's like this granite has been cut in the shape of a diamond that you'd put on a ring. Well, that's useless, you know. And traders don't really want it. I guess you could do that, and like pull a fast one on Dwarven society by convincing them that this is the new rage in a really De Beers kind of situation. But honestly, you'd probably be better off, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Shoot with your heart.
So I'm trying to work out whether the glassmaker guy can also do jewelry. Not sure whether he was good at that or not. It would make sense for the glassmaker to also be a jeweler, I guess.
It would make sense, but no.
No?
No.